Good evening and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am DM Bluddworth, and as you can see by the graphics, this is going to be session 0 of my Unscripted and Unchained Dungeon 23 Mega Dungeon project. So this is a project I first learned about from the Questing Beast, and he credited the project to the author of Mothership, and that is Sean McCoy. Let me just double check. Yeah, so Sean McCoy is the founder of this inspired project to run throughout 2023. Basically, what you're supposed to do is create a mega dungeon and just go through just one room per day for 365 days, and you kind of break it up over. You'll do 7 room uh, dungeons per week, and then after after you've completed 4 weeks worth, you will have a layer of about 28 rooms, which will become the level of your dungeon, and then you will go and you'll go to the second level of your dungeon, and you do that 12 times, and you end up with the 365 days in 365 rooms. So what I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on using uh, a solo RPG, in particular, For Against Darkness. So I will be using this system here, and I'll go over a little bit of this system. I also have a quite an old video where I talk about this, and I actually do several playthroughs of For Against Darkness. So you can go back in the catalog, and I'll link those in here as well. But you can go back in the archives of my channel and look those over and check them out. And it's been quite a while since I've actually played this, so I had to refresh my memory of this, really unique, simple to use, lot of fun game system that is For Against Darkness. So, without further ado, let me just refresh some of your memory if you did recall watching those. So, I actually have some dice that are specialty dice for the use of this system. This system uses D6s, but what I did was I picked up the I picked up D12s that are basically D6 printed twice, and and the main benefit of these is that they just roll a lot better. And you use two different colored dice, and one will be your tens places, and the other will be your ones. And so you're rolling in some on some tables you're rolling for an 11 through 66, and that's why you use those two dice. Other times you're rolling 2d12. So again, you're just rolling this, and you're getting that calculation. Sometimes you're just rolling a d6, and so you roll the d6. Now you also have exploding dice in this. So if you roll a 6, you get to roll again, and you'll continuously keep on adding that as you continue rolling multiple d6s until finally you no longer roll the 6, and then you will tally up those full numbers, and you'll see, like for damage or something, that's one way that you boost up, really boost up your damage output, is with those exploding dice. So now I have, like, going way back, some cheat sheets that really help lay this out. And one of the things that the questing beast, Ben was talking about, is actually displaying out these dungeons, one room at a time, and you can use a variety of ways. He had suggested using kind of a journal. He says, but you can also use a hex pad or actually a graph paper pad, and just doing that along the way. Now, that's what really made me think about For Against Darkness, because we do have this here with this game system. So let me uh, switch here. So what you can see is this was already something that was put out. This was fan generated, I believe, and what they did was they created this, this very easy to follow layout. So it has your corridors on the one side and room on the other, and when you're rolling, um, you will roll the D66 for the room type, and I'll show you that really quickly as well. And then you roll 2D6, and then that will determine which side of this chart you're going to use, whether it's a corridor or a room. Some other things that they have here is that there are comprehensive pages from 83 through 90 in the rule book. And so, if any of these things come up, let's say you roll on the boss table, you can very quickly see that bosses are dealt with on page 37. So it is a really useful reference system that you to if need be. Now, what Questing Beast was mentioning was that you can use these numbers along the side, and this is how I would do it. Is I would use these numbers along the side to mark off which day we've completed so far. So I will go through, and this here has room to tick off up to 28 days, which works out perfectly for, this is the, this is the month of adventures. And I'm not quite sure I will be able to get um, 28 rooms on this page, but we can always print out a new page for the next week's worth, and so on. And so I would have adventure week one, and then go through the seven different rooms. So let me go over that now. It also has a cheat sheet for the encounters that take place, and I will go over this as I'm actually using them. You put the count, and then you can bubble in the number, or hex out the ones that you don't need. Um, if a monster has more than one hit point per thing, let's say they have two, then you wouldn't fill in the whole bubble. When they take a wound, you would only fill in the middle bubble, and then when you finally finish off the whole thing, then that means that they're dead. If it's only one creature and it's a boss, then they might have multiple hit points. Let's say they have 6 hit points, so you would put a slash through all but those 6 hit points, and then use it that way. There's also a chart here where you have, it's called For Against Darkness, because you would have 4 characters. And so you would put your character name and class and their level and their life points and the amount of gold, their attack bonuses and their defense bonuses, whether or not they have a lantern, if they have been bandaged, you put their abilities, their skills, spells if they have them, the quest name, so you can name the quest that they're on or the quest that they began with, because there might be multiple quests going on through this mega dungeon. So you would just record the quest name and then the week and day that this particular character began with. Um, Clues and status you can use as well. If they do level up to 5 through 10, then you'll just update their card, gives them a little bit more spells and scrolls and powers as they go up in level. Now these are the actual um, this is the actual layout of the rooms that are potential when you're rolling the 2d6, one being the tens and the other being the ones, and so that gives you the result of an 11 through 66 as they have here. And Entrance rooms are a little bit different. So I would roll an entrance room here. So let's just say I roll a d6 and I rolled a 1. So the entrance is going to look like this. And that will be the first thing that I draw on the map, centering it right around here. And so I would draw that image here. Then I would roll a 2d20, 2d6, I mean. And here I rolled snake eyes, right? So I rolled a 2. So this is, it is a room, and so it is a treasure table. So then I would turn to the treasure tables page, and this very first room is going to open up with treasure in it. So we go straight to treasure. Players will certainly love that. Let's see. And we go to treasure table, and I'm going to roll a d6, and they're going to find in here 6 pieces of gold. All right, so or d6 pieces of gold. I rolled that again, and they found 3 pieces of gold in this room. And of course, I can dress up this room a little bit. Talk about the furniture that's in there, give it um, some unique look and everything. And then that is going to be the closeout of day 1 of the adventuring. Now, let's say you roll something and it becomes like an empty corridor. I would let the action continue until we get to the next room, and that room then will have to have some kind of an event, whether it's searching for something. Um, I would not count empty rooms or empty corridors as that day's particular function. So um, I'm keeping track of my days and then how much of a dungeon is generated during those 7 days will be laid out here on the page. So sometimes there might be more than 7 rooms if they're connected by empty corridors or whatever. So that's something that I would certainly do as well. So during this session 0, I'm also going to create, and let me switch back here. During this session 0, I'm also going to create my characters. So I'll make one warrior. Actually, dwarves have many of the benefits of a warrior, but also additionally, they will have the benefits of a dwarf. They're actually a more powerful version of a warrior. So I will probably go with a dwarf instead of just a pure warrior. Um, but I will then finish out the rest of the group with a cleric, a rogue, and a wizard. So I will go with dwarf, cleric, rogue, and wizard as a fully rounded out party, and then go forward with that. So I am going to begin this on January 1st. So I'm going to begin it with the very beginning of the new year, and I will record the action as we go, and like I said, I will do one video per day, covering one room or event. Multiple rooms if they're keep on turning up empty until we've had at least one event take place, and then I will close out that recording, and then the next day you will see the next room, and so on. Now, many of these um, might actually be all recorded in one sitting, and then I will drop these on the channel every day for the week going forward. So you might see a 5 minute video, or a 10-minute video, or so, or possibly even a little bit longer than that. And then the next day it'll pick up, even though it was all video during the one sitting. So that's probably what I'll end up doing, is I'll probably end up sitting through several rooms worth of gameplay, and recording them in segments, and then spreading them out over the whole week. So you will get one video a day, um, even though they might all be recorded uh, in the same day. So just to consolidate my time in running this and then spreading it out over the week. That will also ensure that the drops of each of the videos happens around the same time of day. So then you'll actually be able to look forward to saying, "Hey, at 4 o'clock, I know that DM Bloodworth's Dungeon 23 Mega Dungeon episode 4 is going to drop on Thursday. So that's what I'm, looking forward to seeing. And then the following day it'll be episode 5 and so on and so on. All right. So listen, if you're also participating in this little adventure of creating a 365 room mega dungeon, um, just drop a comment in there so I know to take a look at your channel and follow along as you're doing this as well. I know that some people will probably be having other players involved with this. I just think that this kind of a project really does lend itself to doing a solo or using a solo RPG, uh, just because of the logistics of trying to get a group of players together for such a short little spurt of time. Um, I think is probably a little bit more challenging than what many people might be willing to do. It's why I immediately thought of using a solo RPG in order to do this as well. But like I said, if any of you are doing this, I'd love to see what other people are doing, with this project as well. So, as always, thanks for joining. I hope you liked this video, and I hope that you subscribe and you hit the alerts so that you can actually see this project unfold throughout the many weeks and months to come. And we'll see. I mean, 2023 is going to shape up, pretty cool for this channel, and this is one of the things that just came up across my feed, and I watched the Questing Beasts video on this, and really drew some inspiration from it. I was like, wow, that really does sound like something really cool to do. So I hope you enjoy it as well, and as always, thanks for stopping by. Have a great rest of your afternoon, and be safe out there, and I look forward to seeing you on a gaming screen sometime soon. You have a great afternoon. Take care.